Hello. This morning, I want to share a very important military research tool with you, and that is a timeline. Now, if you're new here and you're researching World War I, World War II, Korea, or Vietnam records, hi, I'm Jennifer Hollick. I am the owner of the World War II Research and Writing Center and the Ancestral Souls Wisdom School. 15 years ago, I developed the two-part strategy to research any veteran, even if the service file burned. You can find articles on my website. I've been teaching for 15 years in the US and Europe, and I've written more than 20 books. And this year, I started offering small group coaching sessions instead of webinars because people get results faster in these small group coaching. So let's talk about a timeline. Now, if you've been a genealogist, you know you can go into your ancestry family tree and create a timeline. I've been in genealogical research for 30 years, so I've created a lot of these timelines, right? But a military timeline is different. It is completely focused on the time period of military service. And in this, you are going to be documenting the military records that you locate and all the different clues. You're basically going to reconstruct their footsteps or the different ships they were on, the campaigns, the battles, all of it. And then the nice thing about these timelines is they offer you the opportunity to see where the gaps are, where there are inconsistencies, where you have new questions, maybe where the military records show you something different than the family stories you've been listening to your whole life. They will also open new research paths, and they will show you where something is off, whether you transcribe something incorrectly, the military record is a little bit inconsistent, whatever. Then when you get to part 2 of the strategy that I teach, you can use this as the foundation of a narrative and then add the context in, which also provides you a great foundation for a story or a book. So let's take a look briefly at a timeline so that you have an idea what I'm talking about, because this is probably something you're going to want to create in Word, maybe Excel, maybe on a piece of paper, however you feel comfortable doing it. I like to do it in Word. All right, so timelines. They again are focused just on the time period in which somebody served. What I like to do is create them in a Word document and put in 3 columns. So column 1 is the date of the record, the letter, the photograph, whatever I am looking at. Column 2 will have the unit or the ship or station, or if you want to call it a location. And that I may have on some records, but not all records. And then the 3rd column is always the information that I took off of that record. So where are they? What is happening? If I'm looking at Army Morning Reports, for example, which a lot of this report contains, what was listed in that record of events? What is happening with the soldier I'm researching? And then every 3rd column has a footnote so that I know exactly where I got that information. Okay? Now, I like to divide these, color code them by year, and sometimes I will color code them even further if I am documenting basically every single day that somebody is in overseas and a client is asking for, well, where were they every single day? Then this report would be probably more than 40 to 60 pages long minimum and contain every day where they are and the record of events, what is happening. Okay? So that is a very brief overview of creating a timeline of service. Now, if you'd like to take this deeper, go up there and take a look at my online store. I offer small group coaching sessions now instead of webinars. I do have my Research a Veteran webinar if you want to watch that. You can purchase access. It comes with workbooks and you'll learn the 2-part research strategy. But these small group coachings that I've been running this year, they're limited to 10 people so that I can answer people's questions. What I do is I spend a little time walking through the 2-part strategy I created. You get a lot of workbooks, you get a lot of records to look at. We go online to NARA catalog and Fold 3 as well to look at those branch specific records. So let's say you're signing up for my Army small group coaching this month. By the way, it's April 2026 if you're watching this later. We're going to walk through the 2-part strategy. We're going to create a timeline. You're going to look at it specifically for Army records. Then we're going to look at the basic Army records. I'm going to tell you where to get them. I'm going to be honest and tell you when you need to hire somebody like me to help you get the records. And then what comes next in the second part? Where do you get the contextual information? So every branch specific coaching I do is set up that way. We're only working on that branch. That way you're going to get exactly what you need. We always walk through NARA catalog and fold 3 because those records contain gold. Those websites contain gold, but they're a challenge to use and they're very wonky. So if you'd like tips on how to use those, definitely sign up for one of these small group coaching. I also, once or twice a month, run just a general World War II record coaching where we talk about online, offline records, and it's all geared to who's attending and what your questions are. So you'll get a replay with any of these coaching. The general World War II coaching, you'll just get a replay. And if there are any resources that really need to go out, I provide those as well. But if you want the workbooks and you want all the juicy stuff, sign up for a branch-specific small group coaching. I also take research clients and book clients. I do ghostwriting, and I have also been hired in the last year by several different professional genealogists to do book design and publishing for their clients. So some professionals write books, but they don't know how to take them from the book to the published product, and I do that. So if you're interested in that, or you need a developmental editor for your veteran book or genealogy book, I can help you with that. So if you have any questions, reach out and let me know. And if you are not using a timeline of service, maybe comment and tell me why. Did you not know you should? Does this help? Do you have questions? Let me know in the comments.